My name is Matthew Harvey, and I am the Associate Pastor of Youth and Online Ministry at the First Church of the Nazarene. So currently, I am a volunteer at both Imagine South Vero on Mondays with middle schoolers and Charter High School on Wednesdays with high school students. As a volunteer at my church and pastor in training, I was looking for different ways and more ways to get involved in the lives of youth in our community. And the youth pastor in my church at the time, Pastor Jeremy, introduced me with Libby and Beck, and I got to hear some of their heart and passion behind Youth for Christ and what Youth for Christ does in the community. And I was intrigued and inspired by how they're working in schools across this district and making an impact in the lives of our students and sharing the gospel in a fun and engaging way across the community. As a volunteer with Youth for Christ, I am leading games some weeks, giving wrap-ups, and leading a small group each week with various boys, and just getting to know them and learn their story, learn how life is going for them and what God is trying to teach them through campus life, and just being a guidant and a constant in their life to help them, even if they don't know Jesus, be there to show Jesus' love, his compassion, and his grace, to support and help them in any way that I can. Through campus life and the work being done in the schools, I have seen students come to know Christ, whether it be at camp or a special event or even just a one-on-one meeting. I've also seen students grow in their faith and understand more on a deeper level what it means to follow Jesus in their own life. Maybe they've heard what it means to be a Christian, or people tell them what being a Christian looks like, but through campus life in this ministry, I've seen students grasp that on a deeper and much deeper personal level. The greatest gift of being a volunteer with campus life and the Youth for Christ organization is getting to know the students and getting to interact with them each week and hearing how their week is going or what they're involved at school and how their life is doing, and just being able to sit and talk with them and have a real conversation and an authentic relationship with them, and being able to pour into their life each week. The hardest part about campus life is hearing the brokenness and some of the situations that these students grow up in and live in and deal with each week. Growing up in a Christian home, I never really experienced that on a personal level. I heard about it through friends and different connections, but didn't really know what that meant. And so getting involved and hearing these students and their stories and the things that they share, it's a great blessing, but also a burden to help them and be a light in their life and just see the darkness that some of them walk through. So as a volunteer with campus life, we get to know students on a pretty deep level, and there was a time at camp when it was a very emotional and pretty heavy night, and one of the students came to me before bed and after our small group time and just broke down and opened up, and I was able, as not only a disciple but a leader, to help this student and help him navigate some of the troubled times he was going through and some of the burdens he was dealing with, and just help him see God at work in the midst of the pain, the heartache, and to be the light in a dark situation. Campus life is a great opportunity to not only meet students, but to shepherd and be the disciple. Jesus commands us to go and make disciples across all the world, and there's no greater place in our community than public schools. The children, the students are hurting. There's a great need that oftentimes goes overlooked, and a lot of them seem forgotten about or neglected by their loved ones. And so as a volunteer with campus life, we get to go in and be light, be love, be hope for these students. And even though they may not follow Jesus personally, we get to be Jesus for them and show them that there is hope, there is light, there is a different answer, and God doesn't want them to live in this way, but he has a better purpose for them, and he is with them in despite whatever is going on in their personal lives. We sometimes our work seems overlooked, or we don't really see a purpose for what we're doing or a reward for what we're doing. But as a volunteer with Campus Life and just being able to pour into the lives of middle school and high school students, there's a great joy that fills me each week being with the students, and I see the growth. And although I don't see them moving in the direction as quickly as I think they should be, or they're still students at the end of the day, there is a great joy in knowing that I'm helping a lost world find Jesus, find the hope of Jesus. And there's no better way to meet the students than where we're at, because if we wait for them to come to us, they may never come. But Campus Life is a great way to meet students, get to know students, and love students right where they're at.